Hello, this is Richard Jacobs with the Finding Genius Foundation. I'm talking to you today about the anxiety, depression, and PTSD project that we've been working on for a number of months now. And again, taking you on the journey as we gain new understanding and make new possible breakthroughs. So we've recently been focusing in on anxiety because it just seems like with the whole virus situation of the past 2 years, now with the situation in Ukraine, etc., anxiety just continues to mount. Inflation is contributing to it, stress, strain, restrictions, etc. I believe it's been pressurizing everyone's minds and causing all kinds of mental issues and heightening anxiety, heightening depression, PTSD, loneliness, all these bad, negative things. But in our studies of anxiety, we've been doing a lot of surveying, and I thought this may be of interest to you. So we've noticed through our surveys, we have about 400-something responses. These were gathered through Facebook ads and conversations with people. And what I'm noticing, particularly about anxiety, is about 50% of people we speak to say that they have generalized anxiety disorder. Now, it's not yet clear whether that means they've been diagnosed by a doctor or that they're anxious all the time at a low, medium, or high level, and so they consider it to be generalized. But what jumps out at me when people say this is they don't understand necessarily what the root cause of their anxiety is. Now, I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm not saying they should know and they don't, or any of that stuff. It's not fun to have anxiety. I've had it myself. I was diagnosed with cancer, about 5 years ago, thyroid cancer. And when I was told that by the doctor, my anxiety ramped up pretty badly. And you can call it generalized. I was anxious all the time because I thought I was going to die imminently. Thank God I didn't, but that's what I thought. So I'm no stranger to anxiety. I felt it many, many times in business. I felt it, again, in regards to health. So I take it very, very seriously. I don't want anyone to think that I don't. And I have a lot of sympathy for people that have anxiety. But what I've noticed, though, is, if I'm going through my day and someone makes me mad, or someone, whatever it is, if I have a bad experience throughout the day, it often can color my whole day. And if I start to think, why am I mad? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I sad? Why am I angry today? Why am I this, that, or the other? And I can identify, oh, that's right, this happened this morning, and I was treated really rudely by this person, and that's why I'm mad. Or, I had trouble with this, or I get an unexpected bill for $320, for this service that I didn't realize I was going to have to pay. All that stuff will make me feel not good. And unfortunately, if I don't watch out, my whole day could be colored by it or ruined by it. But once I figure out, oh, that's what's going on, it takes the edge off a bit. It doesn't solve it, but it brings it down from maybe a level 7 or 8 out of 10 down to maybe a 5 or a 6. And when it does that, I'm able to think a little bit more clearly. I'm able to control my emotions a little bit more, and I can do something about it. I can work on it and try to resolve that issue. Maybe I say, you know what, that person that was mean to me today, they work for this corporation, and they're just trying to do their job. They weren't really after me and trying to be a jerk to me. Or this interaction I had with my friend, they're under a lot of stress. I know they said some mean things, but you know what, I understand. And when I recognize the root of what's going on with me emotionally in a given day, it helps. It helps take the edge off. And then if I'm really able to address the root and work my way through it, through self-talk or, tapping or whatever, going for a walk in the sun or whatever it may be, I feel better. And when I feel better, all my anxiety goes down again a notch or two. And now my whole day is a lot better. So this is my theory. I haven't proven it yet. We're beginning to explore this now with people that say they have generalized anxiety disorder. My goal here is to help them find what's really behind this. So what situations are you most anxious in? Is there a commonality? If someone's very anxious and through discussion they realize, every time I have to talk to another human being, or, at work I have to give presentations, whatever it is, that's when I'm most anxious. So what can I do now that I've identified that these 2 or 3 situations, they all have some stuff in common? Maybe it's all about social situations. So I identify not only this is the root, but I identify this is the commonality. Now I can do something about it. Now it's not this nebulous cloud of anxiety, which perpetuates and makes it even worse. If you're anxious, if you feel a sense of dread, or again, you're just on edge and you don't know why, it's really disconcerting and it's very debilitating. So again, this will be our goal through surveys, through questions, and eventually through one-on-one sessions that'll be very affordably priced, perhaps even free. I want to help people that are saying that they have GAD, I call it, Generalized Anxiety Disorder, or they believe they do, to again find the root, find the commonalities, and start to address it. And I think this will take everyone's anxiety that we speak to down a notch or two and help them function. Now, you don't need to talk to us to do this, but I'm hoping this is a simple plan or a heuristic or a strategy that you can use in your own life. When you're going about your day, think about, how do I feel today? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel angry? Do I feel tired? Do I feel like everyone hates me? What do I feel like? Like I can't do anything right? Think about those feelings on a given day, and then try to think back throughout your day. When did those feelings start? Did they just start when you woke up? Well, maybe you got to go back to yesterday. Did they happen yesterday? Maybe you got to go back to the day before. But try to find what kicked it off. Or, if that doesn't work, think about the various things you've done over the past few days, and when did you feel more anxious versus less anxious? This leads me to think that you may want to create an anxiousness diary. And throughout your day, just note down how you felt, and maybe just assign it a number. Maybe it's too painful to write in words what your anxiety was like at a particular time, because maybe your heart was pounding, or you had a tightness in your chest, or you were literally in a panic attack, or you felt so anxious and so irritable that you said something really bad to somebody, or you blew off an important appointment that you should have gone to. So if that's too painful to characterize, assign it a number scale. And here's a model that I've thought of that I want to communicate to you. So when I spoke about depression over the past X number of months, I imagined it as a hole. On the surface is 0. Deep, deep down on the hole is 10. And when you're depressed, and I'll get to anxiety in a minute, when you're depressed and you're deep down in that hole, you can't see the light of day. You're stuck way down there, and you're feeling horrible, and you're just kind of like, by gravity, you're kept down there unless you can climb out. Well, anxiety appears to be the opposite. Anxiety appears to be a ladder where you go higher and higher and higher on. And I'm going to assume that you don't like heights, or no one would like to be on a rickety ladder, 10 rungs up, or 20 rungs up, or 50 rungs up. So anxiety to me seems to be the opposite of depression, at least in this regard. So what I've created is the anxiety ladder. If you're on the ground and you're safe and stable, it's a 0. If you're way up there and the ladder is swaying and there's nothing holding it, and at any moment you could fall over, you're at a 10. You're incredibly anxious, and you're uncertain, and you're unmoored, and you're up there. So the whole goal here, again, is to identify what could be going on, what's making you the most anxious, and then that alone may relieve a little bit of the problem. Then maybe you do tapping with this new understanding, or you go talk to a friend, or you do something that'll bring it down even further. But first, again, is identifying and understanding. And the reason why I keep harping on this is, again, if you're generally anxious, that may be one of the worst things that you can be if you don't figure it out, because how can you solve that? It's just a black cloud or a fog or a mist that you're in. How do you get out of it? How do you even see where you need to go or where daylight is? You're just kind of stuck. So I encourage everyone that's listening that has or believes they have or experiences generalized anxiety, it's okay. You're not a bad person. But I hope these strategies help you to feel better. Now, if you want to learn more about the project, go to findinggeniusfoundation.org. Of course, we need donations. That would be wonderful if you'd be willing to do that. But if you want to just find out more about the project, keep tabs, get on our list, and get more information, or even volunteer for a session. We can do it anonymously, but I'd love to hear from you on what's going on with you and how you feel. And I don't mean love that I would delight in hearing about your misfortune. I would love to hear about it because it'll help us get a better idea of how to help you that is suffering. So again, go to findinggeniusfoundation.org, and please let us know what you think. I really, really would value your feedback very highly. Thank you very much.